let's face it, I mess up. You just mess up, that's it? All right, I mess up a lot. That's an understatement. Really? Let's fix some of those mess ups.
In my YouTube career, I've owned a lot of vehicles. I've done a lot of work to a lot of different vehicles, and do they ever come out perfect? No, but that's always the goal. And currently, I've got a 997 that is finished, but it's really not finished. I also have an E30 M3 project that needs an absolute ton of work, but yet some of the work that I've done to it has been completely and utterly wrong. But I have no problems admitting my mistakes. I'm not a mechanic, I just learn as I go. You guys know this. So I want to fix a lot of the mistakes and try to make these cars as perfect as I can. I don't want to do what seems to be happening on YouTube a lot lately.
Doing all the work to the build and then all of a sudden it's done. And it's like the car is perfect, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and everything went flawlessly. But that's not the case. What do you mean that's not the case? Look at this car, it looks fantastic. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. Right? Yeah, there's still a lot wrong with this car, that's for sure. Oh, I see. So you half-assed it. It's got a whole bunch of dash lights for all sorts of things. It's got some front end clunking. It's got some leaks. I mean, shoot, it doesn't even have antifreeze in it. So I'm going to show you everything wrong with this car so far, and hopefully fix everything as well. Transparency is key here. Well, it looks like we've got a lot to fix.
Let me start with these subframe brackets on the E30 M3. You guys told me I had them in flip-flop. The driver should be on the passenger and vice versa. Looking at them right now, they look perfect, but apparently they're wrong. So I'm going to fix that.
Because that's what you do. When you make a mistake, you fix it. Or at least you try to fix it. I don't understand how this is wrong, but if y'all say so. Whatever you guys say, I'll do to a point. Alrighty, there's one side. Bang out the other. Now that freaking subframe bushing is popping out of there. All right, next thing on the M3.
I know, I just had the wheels and tires and brakes off in the last video, but trust me, I'll explain in just a second what I'm doing here.
Now you see you guys made an excellent point. The spring needs to go over the adjuster. The adjuster can just free willy its way around. So I think I actually need to swap the bottom spring for the top spring because it has like an up kick to it. I have the curved spring and you see it rests against the adjuster, so that shouldn't be spinning at all anymore. Cool. Thanks, guys. Probably gonna need a little bit of adjusting because, yeah, it's kind of loose now. Oh, one more thing. Good call.
Rinse and repeat on the passenger side, which went smoothly, and of course I had to clean up my tools at the end of this. Comment below, do you guys clean up the tools right after you're done, or do you save it for another day?
All right, got a good start on fixing everything wrong with the E30, but there's still a lot more to go with this car. Now, let's move on to that piece of shit over there, because that has a lot of problems. Hey, I like that car.
One of the more recent videos of the 997 Turbo, you saw I installed a 991.2 steering wheel along with the Porsche PCCM Plus. And while these upgrades monumentally made the interior of this car way better, way more modern, it came at a cost. Not just a cost of money. I mean, there's a couple $1,000s I have into these two mods alone, but not only that, it caused a lot of headaches and a lot of problems and a trip to the dealer. The dealership had to warranty the PCCM Plus because, well, it was junk, but once I got that replaced, I installed the steering wheel, got all the buttons to work, got everything everything working. However, I lost cruise control, I lost PSM, I lost my tire pressure monitors, and I lost the chrono. Now, I got some of those things back, but I have a lot more programming to do, and this is stuff that I'm not familiar with and I have to figure out as I go. But obviously, I need all those functions back in this car. I can't drive it as is. But first, I have to take care of the fact that I can't even drive this thing now because it's so cold outside and it's got no coolant in it. Oh, and on the first long trip I took with this car, I got this message, which I'm not even sure what that means yet.
Something else that this car is missing is coolant. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that there's nothing in there. Of course, I've had distilled water in it from the beginning. That was to check for leaks and do all that kind of stuff. But I never put in any actual coolant. And now with the weather being, well, a wind chill of basically 0 degrees, I definitely need some coolant in there, or antifreeze, if you will.
Lucky for me and any other Porsche owner out there, draining the coolant on these things is really, really easy.
So this is supposed to be about a 50-50 mix, so I'm going to try to drain about 50% of the distilled water out of there to put in 50% of my antifreeze. Pretty simple, with 2 drains right here at the back of the engine. Nice and slow. That's fine with me. As soon as I pop this cap, it's going to start flowing a lot faster. In an effort not to get a whole bunch of air in the system, I'm going to pour in coolant while I'm draining that. Oh, that's already coolant coming out. All right. It's already getting some color to it. That's probably enough. What's nice is this is continuing to flush the system. So I flushed it when I first bought it and got it all together, but now, you know, she's really, really flushed. That's all draining down in there. We'll let that sit for a bit, move on to the next project, which also involves me being underneath the car. Now, something else I need to fix is that headlight error, the auto leveling. So it's either all the way down or all the way out. So I'm either blinding oncoming drivers or people in front of me, or I can't see at all. And I'm not sure what the problem is, so I'm going to take off the sensors back here on the suspension in the front and the rear, check that they're connected correctly, you know, hit it with some parts cleaner, electric parts cleaner, and see if that fixes it or not. If not, I'm guessing those sensors will need to be replaced. So up there's my connector. I did already connect it. It seemed tight, but I'm going to hit it with this cleaner, snap it back together, and I don't know, wish for the best, really. Stuff does not smell good. There's like some corrosion on this one. I don't know if corrosion is the right word. There's just some crap on it. Maybe that was the problem? Now that that stuff underneath is done, we can move on to the inside of the car. And then I have to have this thing plugged in. Please remind me to not open the garage door, no matter what. Got some problems going on inside this door panel. And if you know me, you know I hate taking door panels apart. Door handle back here is, well, it's broken in numerous ways, and I finally got a new one. I had the old one temporarily in here with a screw because that tab at the top broke, the spring thing at the bottom broke, so I have JB weld in there, but that all needs to be done correctly, which is what this is for. And taking this thing apart, it rightfully turned into, well, multiple pieces. Nothing like a good old OEM part to bring your project back to life. Yep, that feels right.
Don't ask me how this door handle broke apart like it did. Your guess is as good as mine, really.
The other thing is this cable itself. Currently it's kind of being held together by some duct tape, which was a temporary fix until I could get a new cable, and well, now I've got a new cable, so I have to figure out how to remove this one and we'll install the brand new one. That should fix all of my door woes, I hope. there it is. You can see this plastic part here is supposed to be attached, but it's not. It's rather broken. Now, since doing the steering wheel swap, ran into more problems. Namely, I don't have cruise control at all, like it doesn't even show up on the gauge cluster whatsoever, and I don't have tire pressure monitors, and my chronometer doesn't work either. Like, all that stuff is interfaced in here, and it's, well, simply not working. So I gotta get out the old PIWIS system again and see if I can figure this out. If not, I'm gonna try to have someone remote in and do it for me that has a lot more knowledge than I do.
I don't know if I found this or not, but the fans are running for some reason. And yes, this was another instance of me sitting in the car with this tablet on my lap for hours on end. Lots of things happening. There's a lot of weird things happening right now. Hopefully I didn't just mess this thing up. The fans are going, I don't know. Failure, spoiler controllers, yeah, we'll see. Programming has not been completed successfully. Oh boy. So I did it again, and now it says completed successfully. That's good, I think. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Nope, still no tire pressure or chrono. Ugh. I found a menu that I didn't find before, something to do with the instrument cluster, and it said it's written, so we'll see. Yes, I got it back. Now the boost reads up to 18 instead of 14 or 15. I don't remember. Got that back. Got tire pressure monitors back. And got the chrono back. Nice. With any luck, I got the cruise control back as well, but give me a minute. We'll see.
Brand new door cable. It looks to be the right part. Yep, that looks right to me. Ow. Okay, there we go. I was missing / broke a couple door panel clips, plus it's always good to have spares. I got some more. And yeah, knocked that one into the abyss. Of course, I decided to remember that I got new door panel clips after I installed pretty much all of the door panel. You guys weren't aware, I'm very smart. Nice. I don't know if it's related to all these door panel woes or what, but the alarm system wasn't really working correctly either. It was beeping 3 times like something was wrong. Ah. Why? Freaking annoying. And it does the same thing with this up. It's got me confused, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm not sure what to do about that, but I do know in the meantime, I'm going to take out this passenger glove box airbag, dashboard airbag, whatever you'd like to call it, because I think that's causing the airbag light. Of course, freaking small garage problems. There we go. Well, it's definitely plugged in. I was thinking maybe I forgot to plug one of these side terminals in, but that's not the case. I'm gonna unplug it now and see if those values change at all. All right, I'm in the right direction because before, with that airbag plugged in, this was 0.6 ohms, and now unplugged is 12, where the driver that's not setting off codes is 3 ohms. So it's definitely that airbag. I just got to figure out if it's the airbag or the wiring. So now I'm going to plug it back in while I'm watching the readings, which could be dangerous. I don't know. Still 12 ohms with one side plugged in. Please don't blow up. And now it's 0.6. Makes me think it's a wiring issue, but well, I think the next step is I'm going to get a used airbag and see what happens with that. And then unplugged, and it's back to 12. So the problem is there somewhere here.
I'm going to assume everyone who watches my videos drives a car, or at least knows someone who drives a car. And if you drive a car, you know that getting your floor dirty happens all the time. Just getting in and out of the car, dragging dirt, mud, and in this case, snow around can be a real hassle with the OEM floor mats. OEM floor mats just kind of suck. They're made out of carpet. They don't resist anything. They're a pain to clean. So I got a set of 3W all-weather floor mats for my girlfriend's Jeep. They fit like a glove. There's no gaps, there's no slipping, and they provide a seamless fit into this car. They protect the floor way better than the OEM floor mats, they look better than the OEM floor mats, and they're super, super easy to clean. If you spill something on the inside or you just want to clean up your mats, simply pull them out and they rinse right off. If you check out 3W's website, they have these floor mats for over 400 models. So keep the chaos to the outside of the vehicle, not the inside of your vehicle. Thanks to 3W for sponsoring this video. I'll have a link below to get you guys a set of these yourselves. Now I know the carpet is fully protected, and if I spill anything in there, well, it's just going to stay on the mat. Just like all this melted snow, it's staying in there, not getting on the carpet. That wouldn't happen with the OEM mats.
Here is my new used airbag. Am I confident that this is going to fix the issue? No, but it's got to be this with the wiring. I'm 50-50. And either way, I've got 2 of these airbags, so that means at least one of them I'm going to explode. Oh, come on. There we go.
I hopped back into PIWIS to check the ohm reading of this new used airbag.
Sometime today.
And hopefully once and for all get rid of this airbag light.
I don't remember what it was before, but now it's 2.6. I think it was 0.6 before. I think that might have fixed it. Let's clear it. No fault memories. It might be fixed, it might be fixed, it might be fixed. No fault. Oh, and it went away on the dash. Freaking fixed it with a used airbag. Check one more thing off the list. Sweet. All right, everything is back together. Let's see what happens. Light is on as it should. Refill washer fluid because it has a leak. PSM failure. PSM because I got to drive it. No airbag warning yet, but the light is flashing. Yes. Freaking diagnosed something and I fixed it. I'm probably as surprised as you guys, but that feels really, really good. I'm getting there. The list is getting a lot smaller. Now I want to figure out what's going on in the front end of this car and why there's a massive leak. Really, the only warning light left is that I need to refill the washer fluid. And there's a reason for that. It's because the washer fluid is indeed empty. Let's tear some stuff apart. I don't see anything obvious. Well, let's hit it and see what happens. It's all coming out somewhere. It's like the middle of the car. Now, my other question is, I haven't even tried these. Do these work? Let's see. Whoa, something happened. None came out up here. That's also leaking everywhere. Oh boy, I've created a mess. Yeah, nothing squirted out up here either. Literally leaking everywhere. I think I found the problem. This hose from the pump was going in a cowl drain, which I don't know why. I just thought this was a drain. Got to hook up to these somehow. The front, I'm not sure about yet. I found something interesting. There's no hose on the bottom of this and no barb, so maybe I never had it in this car? Yeah, same here. It's like there's a barb that needs to clip into there with a hose, obviously, and I simply don't have it. All right, let's see what happens with this hose. Okay, that shoots out there. All right, it's all coming out from right there. So the problem is definitely in that area. So the fluid is making its way up there. I see the problem. The hose is simply not pressed in to what it's supposed to be pressed into. It's just left open. See the barb there? The hose is next to it. Hopefully I can get it without removing the bumper.
This video isn't a knock on other YouTubers, it's just more of what you guys normally don't see. There are a few out there that do show you all the problems and trials and tribulations they have during a build like this, but not all of them. I know TJ Hunt spent a ton of time on his recent red GT3 to make that thing perfect, but a lot of times people don't show that. They just show the build, they snap their fingers, and it's done, and it's perfect. Well, that's not the case, and this is a perfect example of that.
There you can see the three-way connector, and there you can see where it's supposed to be connected to. I got it reconnected. Kind of iffy if it's going to stay together, but we'll give it a try. Oh. Oh. Hey. I'm getting squirted. I'm going to have to hit the playback on this to see, because I can't see from the driver's side.
Yep. It works.
Check the footage and all good. As you guys saw, both jets are coming up and squirting, and I don't think we're leaking anything. I can put the front bumper back on. Winning.
Man, this front bumper looks so good with all the redline parts, the GT3 vent, the grille screens, and the carbon fiber lip. Those are all linked below. Getting the bumper back on was pretty easy considering I've done it so many times. The only holdup was when I removed the passenger side headlight, the wire got caught and pulled out of the connector. Now luckily I've got a bunch of these connectors laying around, so repairing it was pretty straightforward. After that, I could get everything else back assembled. Oh, and also by reprogramming all of that stuff that I had to do in there, the locking and unlocking feature works. I get one honk because I did the glove box mod, but it works perfectly. Everything locks as it should. Yeah. It's the little things. Knocking out problems left and right. Not only are windshield washers a requirement here in Pennsylvania, but it's just annoying not having them, so the brand new ones came in from Porsche. I also got a generic hose kit from Amazon.
Same connector, same everything, but you see the old one was just missing this nipple here. So I never took those out. I don't know if they've just been missing for a long time or they fell out, but an expensive fix just for a little nipple, that's for sure. As long as it doesn't leak, that should be fixed as well. Nice. Wow, it's the little things.
With all the windshield washer leaks being fixed, I could put everything back together and finally put these cowl panels back on the underside of the hood. We can call another project done.
Another project done. I don't know why I put those front wheels back on. I gotta fix the clunking that this car has. It's pretty annoying, but apparently it's pretty common with aftermarket suspension on these cars. So I'm pretty sure all my clunking is coming from the spring and the spring perch. If you see when I do this, see how the whole upper perch is spinning and actually like coming off the mount? It shouldn't be doing that, but that's gonna happen anytime I turn the wheel because there's no bearings anywhere. There's no bearings between the upper and lower spring. There's no bearing up here. So that's what I'm gonna try to fix today. Yeah, that doesn't feel great. The thrust bearing up there is technically working, but the problem is the spring is also turning on here, which is causing it to thud and then snap back into place. So my solution, gonna add another thrust bearing right here where the spring sits. That should make everything jive a little bit better. I also need to clean this stuff.
I've had this problem ever since getting this car together, and I nut and bolt checked everything on the entire car, mainly the suspension of course, and found nothing loose, nothing out of the ordinary. But doing some Google searching, it seems like this is a pretty common issue with coilovers on these cars. There isn't a great top strut mount solution. So a couple people have tried different types of thrust bearings, nylon washers, etc. So I'm going to do the same, and hopefully that fixes the problem. If it doesn't, I'll probably do camber plates in the future, but that's like a $500 to $600 endeavor that I don't want to take on right now.
Oh yeah, we can clean and repack this whole thing. Oh yeah, that is way better. I'm pretty stoked with that. Then I'm going to take it one step further and add that Teflon and then these metal thrust washers between the top spring and the lower spring.
Now will this work? I'm not sure, but it's worth a shot, and the parts were pretty cheap, and the actual bearings I had laying around, well, they were just laying around from my 996 that I didn't need because I installed KW coilovers that don't need those bearings. So if this doesn't work, I might get a better set of thrust bearings or more sets of thrust bearings and try that, or I'll just bite the bullet and swap to some camber plates. A lot of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you haven't clicked that button yet, I would hugely appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Likes and comments and shares mean a ton too. Thanks for all the support, guys.
I actually took it back apart and put it back together. I changed some things up. Having the thrust bearing up there meant there was no lip for the spring to sit in, so I didn't love that. So I put the thrust washers up there, and then I put the actual bearing at the way bottom because it's locked in down there. And you can see it's 100% working. So now the spring moves freely and shouldn't be hopping around up here. Won't know until I test drive it though. Hopefully that fixes the clunking.
I'm sure I have some suspension gurus in the comments, so if you're out there, please let me know your thoughts on this. Is this the right way to do it, or is there a better way? I'd love to know.
right, driving without any warnings. I don't know what this is like. I really don't. I do still have the PASM, but hopefully that goes away after I do just a little bit of driving, since I unplugged the battery and all. Everything feels great so far. I haven't heard any clunks. Suspension feels great, steering feels great, steering wheel feels great. PASM is good now. Still no clunking. I think we've done it, boys. I think we've done it. I think this car is pretty much 100% there. More than it ever has been. That stupid airbag light is gone. Suspension feels great. Haven't felt or heard a single clunk. It's driving wonderfully. We've got heat in the cabin, so that's good. It looks like the system's bled. The temp is where it's supposed to be. Water temp, oil temp, all that's good. My buttons for the radio are working as they should. Oh, cruise control. Cruise control is back, baby. I'm just gonna sit back and kind of enjoy this now. We are in boost weather. That's for sure, as it's 25 degrees outside. Oh my God, this thing has no grip in the cold whatsoever. Wow. Guys, that's not the end of the 997 build. I still want to do a good many upgrades. These aren't the permanent wheels. I want to put some bigger turbos on it, make some more power, bigger injectors, E85, but just for now, in the winter off season, I think I'm just gonna enjoy driving it. And that's okay, because it's driving right and I don't have to worry about that stupid warning beep all the time. I gotta say, guys, for having a total of, I don't know, like maybe 40 grand in this car, maybe, I am so incredibly happy with it. It looks so good, it runs and drives so good. The stereo is so nice, sounds great, it's got all the modern amenities now. I absolutely love the interior and exterior colors. Like, I'm so pumped with this car. No clunking. I would always get clunking there before with the front end, with the springs and whatnot. All right, quick little pull. Oh my God. This car is stupid fast. And this whole experience really just is a dream, guys. I can't believe I own this car. It's driving right and I don't have to worry about that stupid warning beep all the time. No!